Hello and welcome to episode 2 of CATCHJSBUFORD. My name is JuJuan Buford, entrepreneur, author, and excited host of this week's episode. Approximately a week ago, I had an opportunity to make the acquaintance of a young lady while I was at a fast food restaurant. I was servicing a client, a dental clinic across the street, and she saw me excitedly greeting individuals, shaking hands and whatnot, and she came over and she inquired wanted to learn a little bit more what I did. And of course, I informed her I was an author, an entrepreneur. I was a franchise owner of my own LegalShield franchise, and I answered a question in terms of what the daily life looked like, right? What was a day in the life of a LegalShield franchise owner? And I told her, I said, look, at the end of the day, I basically make 2 to 3 new acquaintances a day. I take an active interest in their lives. I ask questions to learn about what it is they desire, whether they be entrepreneurs, heads of households, whatever the case may be. And at some point, I invite them to learn a little bit more about what it is that we do. And after I shared that with her, she said, well, look, that sounds hard. And I asked her, okay, at the end of the day, let me ask you this. Is the work that you're doing here at this fast food restaurant difficult or hard? She says, yes. And I said, well, how long have you been working here? She said, I've been working here 5 years. I said, okay. In ideal world, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? And she shrugged her shoulder and said, I see myself pretty much doing more of the same. And I reflected on it for maybe all of 2-3 seconds, and I said, well, hard is relative. And I had another couple individuals walking through the door, so I had to hurriedly get back to the business at hand. But I thought about that interaction with her over the last couple of days or so, and I thought about if I would have had the time, if I would have had capacity right then and there, how I would have actually responded to her. And I guess my response would have been pretty much the same, but there would have been a little bit of an addendum there. First, my response would have been, yes, hard is relative, but let me ask you a question. What's more difficult, right? Stepping outside your comfort zone and doing something different, exercising muscles you may not have utilized before. And yes, there will be pain. Just like in any endeavor, there's going to be fear, there's going to be anxiety. You may have to exercise skills that you may not have exercised frequently before, if not at all. And so as a result, there might be some growing pain, a little bit of failing forward. That's difficult. But I'll tell you, in my humble opinion, what's more difficult. Being in a situation where you feel as if your today was no better than yesterday, and that your tomorrows will be no better than today. In my mind, that's difficult. I reflected on the fact that perhaps, and look, it's never about the money, but consider this for a moment. This young lady is probably earning about $9 an hour, working 40 hours a week based on what I was able to grasp from our conversation. She was lucky. That's about $360 a week. You multiply that times 48 weeks, take into account vacation time and, you get sick or you take sick leave, right? With things that happen. You're looking at about $17,000 in annual income. You divide that by 12 months, that's about $1,440 monthly for a young adult with a child. And after rent, after car note, car insurance, particularly in the Detroit metro area, that doesn't leave you much to live off of. There's not too many vacations there in that budget, right? And look, it's not about the money, but my business mentors have always taught me that life is what we're all blessed to live. Style is how you live it. And I'll tell you what's difficult. Operating out of fear, operating out of anxiety, being more afraid of what you don't know than what you do know. And to me, I can't think of anything more fearful or more difficult than looking up 5-10 years from now and looking back and reflecting on what I could have been, what I could have done for my family, the lifestyle I could have lived, but I didn't do so out of fear. To basically sabotage, abort my dreams, abort the dreams of my children, those who matter most to me, because I wasn't willing to step outside the box. And yeah, is there a little bit of risk associated with doing something different? Perhaps. Maybe you can work that job and do something part-time, spare time on the side, right? If there's $1.50 on the table, you take both, like the $1 and 50 cents, if you will. That's what's scary to me. That will be more difficult to me than anything else, is not knowing that I at least didn't make the effort, that I didn't try. So with that being said, as always, we encourage that if you have additional thoughts, questions, or suggestions for content, by all means contact me at my Twitter account, JS via my LinkedIn. Utilize the contact information provided in this YouTube profile. Goodbye for now.